tears are in my mind, and nothing is rhyming, oh Mandy. Well, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away.
Hey, it's Nate, and today I am doing Mandy by Manilow. This is such a powerful piano ballad. I love playing and singing the chorus. It's so satisfying. Let's jump in. All right, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link in the description. That's going to help you follow along and see where the chords and the lyrics line up with each other. We'll start out with the intro. I'm going to build it up in 3 layers of complexity, and by the end, it'll be exactly what you hear on the record. I will say this is the most challenging part of the song. If you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe for now you can skip ahead and work on singing the verses. Here are the notes and counts for the intro. It is 8 measures. We're in 4/4 time, but right off the bat, we're thinking in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Up top are the full right hand notes, and down below are the left hand bass notes, slightly simplified for now. And let's just start with the left hand for those first 4 measures. We've got a B flat and an F, and we're just gonna be going back and forth, essentially, half notes on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then one more measure, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna put our right hand second finger on this middle C here. We've got 2 C's. We're gonna step up to the third finger on D, and then we can use our first finger on B flat. Just make sure your hand is deep enough in the keys that feels natural. Timing there is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So notice the left hand F plays in a little gap in the right hand rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now for the next measure, left hand's the same. We're gonna start with C and F together, second and fifth finger, and we're gonna do C and F, B flat, C, D, B flat, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. And once again, that left hand F on count 3 hits in the gap of the right hand notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we're going to stretch our first finger down to A, D, D, C, A. Fits the left hand rhythm just like the previous measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, finally we've got D, D, E flat, F, just climbing up there. Nothing on count 1 in the right hand here. We got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So far in that first line, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And just notice I am using my sustain pedal, just holding it down, but I'm doing a little lift at the beginning of each measure just so things don't get too muddy. Now to start this next line, I'm going to move my left hand down and do this low E flat, and that'll be all I play for the left hand in this measure. We're going to start out with B flat and F, so fifths here, just 1 and 5. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So we're got to stretch up to this G here. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay. Now here's where it gets interesting. We're gonna move the left hand up an octave. So this is a different E flat. It's a higher one. And we're gonna go back to that half note feel on the fifths, but this time it's E to B flat, 4. And we're gonna do some sixths in the right hand. Really beautiful interval there. And it's gonna be on D and B flat, stepping up to E flat and C, and then F and D. Now you can just hop your hands like that, or to do a little smoother, you can do like 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5. But rhythm there is we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. One more time. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. For these last two measures, I'm just gonna do octaves on F with that same half note rhythm. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this measure starts out with another one of these 6 with the F and D. 1, 2, so stepping up to G and E flat. 1, 2. Now your hands are going to connect here on E flat and F, so just a single E flat in the right hand. I'm going to move to my third finger there to get ready for the B flat here. B flat, E. So you go B flat and then right back to E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay. Now your hand's in a good position. We're sort of thinking about this E flat major chord here. For E flat and G, the top part of the chord. 1, 2, and so we hit the C there with the second finger. 3, and so F here, E flat there. I'll do that whole line again. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and I'll play that whole thing one more time and then we can add a bit more to the left hand. So that already sounds really good, and you could totally just keep it that way. Here's how it looks the next level up with the left hand. So nothing changed about the right hand, but we're adding in the first line a little extra F that's just an eighth note after the B flat. So that first line will go 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So the second F on beat 3 is still in the same place. And together that's going to sound like. Okay, now this measure gets quite a bit more complicated, but it sounds so good. So this is where we go down to the E flat. With our second finger, we're gonna hit this B flat, and you can just kind of pivot your wrist to allow you to let go of that E flat, come up here and hit this higher G. And that's all just 1 and 2, just 3 eighth notes in a row. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, now this measure looks the exact same as it did before. So once again, we're adding an extra note on the and after 1. This time it's an octave for the F. 1 and 2, 3. Okay, so that's the same. And then same thing here. So we just added the extra F on the and after 1. Here's that all together. Sounds great. Once again, you could keep it there, or you could add the final layer, which looks like that. So just a few extra left hand notes. In that first measure, there's just an extra B flat on the and after 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Just a little and 1 and at the turnaround there. And then kind of similar, some extra B flat and F on the 4 and at the end of this second measure. Sounds really nice. So as you cross over that measure, you 4 eighth notes in a row go B flat F on 4 and 1 and. So far we've got. So that was all the same, but notice there's this extra B flat at the end of this measure. Now, instead of doing it with my fifth finger, I'm gonna preemptively move my hand to the first finger, because this B flat ends up being like a little lead into the, like that. So from that fourth measure, and then everything is the same here except for an extra little 4 and Fs at the end, just right before the verse. Low F, high F. So the last measure would be before going into the verse. So one last time, here is the full intro. Okay, so now we're in the first verse. Here's the chords to that. I'll teach you just a simple way of playing the chords blocked out, but the good news is a lot of those little left-hand rhythms, the different levels of difficulty can be applied to the verses once we get going. We'll start out with a B flat sus2. I'm gonna play fifths in my left hand, B flat and F, and then at the start of the song, just do a C and a F, second and fifth finger. As we get going, you can add the B flat there as well. But it just starts so gentle, like that. And then this F over B flat. The left hand stays the same, as does the fifth finger here. And we're just gonna do A, C, and F. So that's an inversion of F major. So the first 4 measures are just going back and forth between those 2 chords. Then we're going to come up to C minor. So I'm going to do C and G here, and then C, E flat, and G. And then C minor over B flat. The only thing is going to change is the fifth finger in the left hand is going to step down to a B flat. Then we've got A flat, major 7. So the right hand can stay on that C minor while the left hand moves down to A flat fifths. A flat and B flat. And then finally here, love this chord, E flat over F. This gets used a lot in this song. It's got a really cool color to it. I'm going to do F octaves here, and this is B flat, E flat, and G. Notice that every one of these chords lasts for a full measure. And right off the bat, I am going to do half notes. So hitting on beat 1 and 3 in the right hand, and I'm also going to do half notes in the left hand, doing bottom note, top note. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I remember all my life raining down as cold as ice, shadows of a man, a face through a window, crying in the night. The night into. You can keep it simple like that, but I will add a little bit more detail. Pulling from rhythms that are in the intro, you can do the 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. Now, he doesn't do that at the very beginning on the B sus2, but you hear it a lot on the F over B flats. And you can vary it a little bit. Just feel it out. Sometimes you can add the extra notes in. I remember all my life. Okay, and we can do that throughout. Now, when we get to the C minor part, you'll notice on the chords and lyrics chart, the first instant of the C minors, I just put in parentheses add 2, which would be add the second with your second finger here on the D. Because he adds that tense note in a lot, but it's not always, and often he'll strike it at first and then not on the second hit. Same can be said for the C minor over B flat. If you hear it, if you want to add it in, add a little more tension, add in that D. I don't hear it as much on the A flat major 7, but it does sound cool, so. And for the left hand rhythm, you can totally do 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. I also hear an emphasis on beat 4 in the left hand at first.
1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Or even sometimes the hardest version would be 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Final layer of difficulty here. On those F over B flats, he often does these little arpeggios. And you can do it however you want. It's on these eighth notes, using the notes of the chords for the most part, but the first two that have in the song are kind of unique. So it's going to sound like this. So I did A, C, A, F, the notes that I'm already playing. Rhythm there is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and... Okay, then raining down as cold as ice. So this one's a little more complicated. A, C, and then get your first finger back to the B flat and step up C, D. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, going into the C minor part. So that runs right into the second verse. Chords look like that. It's the exact same underlying structure. We're gonna play it just slightly different. Here I'm gonna start adding my first finger to the B flat on the B flat sus2, just it's a little more full sounding. And then often he'll resolve it for beat 3, the second hit. Morning, just another day. And here, actually, from here on out, these arpeggios get a little bit more standardized and they're a little simpler. So it's gonna be the same rhythm as the first one we did, but it's just going up A, C, D, F. Morning, just another day. Happy people pass my way, looking in their eyes. And this is all the same. Memory, I never realized how happy you made me. So only thing I'll say is on this E flat over F, we're gonna get a little bit bigger than last time because we are getting ready to drop into the chorus. Here's the chords to the chorus. It's gonna start on a B flat. And for the chorus, I'm gonna do octaves in the left hand. If you can't make the stretch, just do one note at a time. So we've got a full measure of B flat, and then we're gonna come down to G minor. So we're gonna come down to G octaves here, and then you can keep your first finger on this B flat, but it's gotta stretch up B flat, D, and G, second finger on that D. And then that's really smooth into E flat. Gonna go way down, super powerful with the E flat octaves. If you have a shorter keyboard, like a 76 key, maybe you could jump up here. But I'm gonna go down like that. And just notice that those two chords are crammed into the same measure, so only 2 counts each, or with this pattern, 1 hit of the right hand each. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming up to F. So this is the same F voicing that we were doing in the verse for the F over B flat, but this time, F octaves, and then the E flat over F, the same way we did it at the end of the verse.
Mandy, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh Mandy.
So then it repeats around a second time. On the first instance of this B flat on the chords and lyrics chart, once again I did a add to in parentheses, because you hear that. I don't think he always played it. Sometimes you're hearing it in the strings, and sometimes it only hits on the first hit and then kind of resolves. So once again, you can sneak that note in there.
Mandy.
And I'm gonna do a bit of a playing pattern on most of these measures. Let's just take this B flat here. Here's the counts I'm gonna do. So doing the right hand where we've been doing it, but I'm gonna add these extra octave hits on the and after 2 and beat 4. So we get this kind of back and forth. And 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Just looping the B flat to get a hang of the rhythm. But I'm not gonna do that on the second measure, which is just gonna be 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and holding that up. Oh, Mandy. And then we would be in the instrumental section. Now the instrumental section is kind of similar to the intro. It's a little bit complicated, but you do have the option of just keeping it simple. Here's the underlying chords. And now that we've kind of got a hang of the playing pattern, you could just take a step back. So play nice and gently. And it's sort of like the chorus with B flat, G minor, E flat, but then just going straight to the E flat over F. So you could maybe do fifths here. Maybe G minor fifths here with the G and the D. E flat fifths here with E flat and B flat. And then maybe octaves here. So that's a simple way to do it. But here is what it's going to sound like with all the notes. Standing, so leading into the next verse. Here are the actual notes and counts. So we're starting out B flat, F in the left hand, and we've got D, B flat, D, C, D on 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now we have this D in the left hand here, but I'm going to actually move my left hand early so that can be first finger leading into G and then right back up to D. And 1 and on that G we have the C, B flat, F. So far we've got this part's a little hairy. We got to get our left hand down to these E flat fifths on E flat and B flat on just 3 and. I'm going to stretch my right hand out to get G and D together. Really pretty chord there. And if you're doing 1 and 3 here in the right hand, your second finger should already be kind of hovering on the B flat. So that makes going to the B flat G pretty simple there. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, and then we're going to come up just to this F. We're already basically where we need to be for this G, B flat, E. It's just an inversion on that E flat chord. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So it does the 4 on the right hand B flat second finger, and then we have this little C that's going to lead right back to the F. Now, when we get back to that F, we're going to do this higher E flat major like we'd been doing before. And then we've got this nice arpeggio that starts up right away on the and after 1, B flat, E flat, G. So just climbing up, but we're going to go all the way up to this high B flat here. So I'm going to stretch my hand and use 1, 2, 3, 5 to get up there. 1 and 2 and 3, and then and 4 back to B flat, E flat. So this is all just notes from the E major triad across an octave. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this final F here, the and after 4 is the higher F, which is going to lead us directly into the next verse. So that whole instrumental one more time, slow. Standing. Okay, now we are in verse 3. Here's the chords from verse 3. It should be pretty familiar. There's just a couple little differences. So it starts out the same way. I'm standing on the edge of time. So that's simpler riff there if you want to add it. I've walked away when love was mine. So instead of coming back up to the B flat sus2, he just does this one-off B flat major 6th. So you can think of it like you're keeping that first finger on F, you've gone down to the A and C there, and then you can just stretch that down again and do G, B flat, D, and F while continuing to do the left hand. Standing on the edge of time, I walked away when love was mine. Okay. Caught up in a world of uphill climbing, tears are in my mind. So on that E flat to F, I'm going to build it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom into the next chorus. Here's the chorus to chorus 2. It's just like the first one. One thing I will mention is that the string section adds this really nice note to the G minors, this A. This is totally optional, and it's kind of advanced to stretch your hand like that. So I'm just using 1, 2, 4, 5. I will occasionally do that in my version. Will you kiss me and stop me from shaking? And I need you today, oh Mandy. So this time, we're going to go to G minor after this chorus because we are now in the interlude section. Here's the chords for that. And I'm going to do the chords up here higher for this. He plays piano down lower, but there's some high, I think maybe like a trumpet or something, doing some melodies that I'm going to approximate. So you could do it up high or down low, whatever sounds best to you. But let's just start with this G minor, G, B flat, and D. And I'm going to do octaves in my left hand. And we can just keep doing that rhythm from the chorus. 1, 2, and 3, 4. I'm going to come up to D here. So first D minor we've had. Fifth finger can stay on the D, and then F, A, D. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. E flat, different inversion than mostly what we've been doing, but G, B flat, and E flat coming up here. 1, 2, and 3, 4, C minor. So all that needs to change in the right hand is the middle note should be a C, G, C, E flat. And I might even do a passing note on beat 4 there. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now we're gonna come up to F sus4. It's going to be F, B flat, and C there. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Resolve it down to just F, F, A, C. Root position F. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and probably a little bit of that eighth note building into the bridge. So one more time, and then we can add the optional melody. So for the melody, it's going to sound like. So for the G minor, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just G, A, B flat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm just going to kind of harmonize the notes like that, maybe with the D up top. I like doing the and after 4 in the left hand if I am doing the melody here. So I'm going to do same rhythm here, A, B flat, C this time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, harmonizing with my first finger there. So same exact idea here on the E flat. 3 and 4, B flat, C, D. Maybe doing the passing note. So on the C minor, this is the most complicated part. The melody that you hear is, and then the final note is C when the chord changes to the F. D, E flat, C, B flat, C. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And I'm going to harmonize all of those melody notes with the G. And then once we land there, you could do a little arpeggio if you want, but it's pretty much the same as before. But again, that melody stuff is totally optional. That brings us to the bridge. It looks like that. It is the exact same thing as the second line of the verses, but it's a little bit more intense and climactic. So I'm going to do octaves in the left hand. We can add that second two to the C minors if you like, and really emphasizing beat 4 now.
Yesterday's a dream, I face the morning for crying on the breeze. The pain is calling.
Not sure which octave I like there for the F here, but really building.
Pain is calling, oh Mandy. And
then we are in chorus 3. So chorus 3 is just like the other choruses. And it's going to end up going into chorus 4 where it transposes. So from the second time around in chorus 3, oh Mandy, will you kiss me and stop me from shaking? And I need you today, oh Mandy, will you came? So we are now in the key of C. Everything just moves up a whole step. Here's the chorus to that. Here's what that looks like. We got a C major, C, E, G. You can totally add the second if you like. And I'm just gonna keep on with the octaves and the playing pattern. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now, you do hear passing tones in this last chorus, just walking down B, A, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. So this is this A minor. C and E stay the same, but I'm gonna move my second finger to the E, and then we've got an A on top. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all that has to change to get to that F is the middle note steps up to F. C, F, and A. And then G, so B, D, and G with the G octaves here. And then for the F over G, we just go right back to that shape we were at before. So it works just like the other chorus.
Mandy, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh Mandy, you kissed me and stopped me from shaking, and I need.
So now we go into the outro for you. Here's the chorus to the outro. You just keep going around the progression. Really building on those. There's a string line here that does like a da da. Every time we come around to the C in the outro, I might just do that 1, 2 on the sus4 with the F. And you can repeat that as many times as you like because the recording just fades out. But for my version, so that it sounds final, I'm just gonna end on a C, add 2. I think that sounds really nice. And then the song is over. Okay, thank you for sticking with me. I am now gonna do a full playthrough so you can see how all those parts fit together. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not yet and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. Okay, here is my version of Mandy.
Shadows of a man, a face through a window, crying in the night. The night goes into morning, just another day. Happy people pass my way, looking in their eyes, I see a memory I never realized. Stop me from shaking, and I need you today, oh Mandy. I'm standing on the edge of time. I've walked away when love was mine, caught up in a world taken, but I sent you away. find you